Welcome to Solo Parent Strength, Navigating with Resilience, the podcast that celebrates the incredible strength and resilience of single parents. Your host is Nanciekem, and she's honored to join you on this journey of empowerment. In each episode, we'll dive into uplifting stories, offer practical advice, and connect you with valuable resources to support you in your solo parenting journey. Together, we'll rewrite the narrative of solo parenting and forge a community built on strength and empowerment. Let's dive in.
Hey y'all, so the first segment we're going to be talking about here on this topic is understanding the emotional impact of breakup. Welcome to the first segment of today's episode. Breakups are never easy. Have you ever had a breakup? How did that feel? How did you handle it? Are you still hating your ex? Are you still talking to your ex? These are personal questions, but hold on to them and then answer it down on a piece of paper. They come with whirlwind of emotions, often leaving lasting impacts, because we all do remember our first breakups. We all do remember exactly how that felt. Today we are going to delve into the emotional and psychological pressure that accompanies breakups, especially in the context of a single parent or single parenthood. We'll explore the initial shock, we'll explore the grief process, and we will also see how we can navigate the emotions while balancing the need of our children. So let's start with the initial shock. A breakup, whether it's anticipated or whether it comes out of the blues, can feel like an emotional jolt. Like, oh my God, like somebody just pierced your heart. It can disrupt your sense of normalcy. It can disrupt your security. It can cause you to feel unwanted and unloved. Of course, you're unwanted and unloved at that particular point, right? But you experience a range of emotions, and it's like a death. A breakup is like a death. You have to go through those 5 stages of death. And from the disbelief to confusion to overwhelming sadness to anger to self-blame is a natural response to a significant life change, because it's going to be a life-changing moment. During this phase, it's crucial to give yourself permission to feel these emotions without judgment. And it's hard. It's really hard to do that. But remember, it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to sit down and cry. It's okay to lay down on bed and not do anything. It's okay to heal that part of you. It's okay. However, when you have children, that becomes hard to do. You cannot lay in bed all day. You cannot be crying all day in front of them. You can't do that. And that's why I call you guys single parent revival heroes. You cannot cry when you're in situations. It's so hard to do that. The children become part of how you process these emotions. So you have to always Remember that. It's about finding a balance between acknowledging and managing your feelings and maintaining a sense of stability for your children. Let that sink in. The next thing to do is to talk about the grief process. Grieving a relationship is much like grieving any significant loss. It's like a death process. It's not linear and can involve a range of emotions like denial, like anger, like bargaining, like depression. And eventually, you're going to come to a point where you accept what's going on. This process can be personal and it takes time for each of us. We are different individuals and how we process things is very different. When I was much younger, I thought that if I moved from one relationship to another quickly, then I won't have to feel the pressure of the other relationship. But as I get older, I'm tending to know that I am an individual and I need time to heal. I need time by myself. I need time to restructure. I need time to know who I am. I need time to take this other person out of my life and just be stable and look into what I have done and what I could do and what I didn't do and what I did, and then just dismember every part of me and see, self-reflect and see what went wrong, what happened, what didn't happen, and stuff like that. So as you get older, I'm sure that there are some people who are even older, but they still don't do it. They still jump into another relationship quickly. But I feel like when I was young, I was dumb and I didn't know much. But as you get older, you start getting wiser and you start doing things differently. So it takes me time to process now. And I actually do love to be single for a long time so that I can get one with myself. I can get to know what I want, what I can deal with, what I cannot deal with, what I can do, what I cannot do. And I love the space of taking that time to process the breakup, process the healing, process the grief, process everything. That's the grown me. I don't know what you're doing, but that's the grown version of me. That's how I deal with a breakup. So one important aspect as a single parent is how you cope with this, with your children involved and the change that is about to come up on you. They too are going through their own process of grief and adjustment. So you have to understand that even children will be grieving. So you are grieving and your children will be grieving. So you have to have the capability and the potential to hold your pressure and also hold their pressure, hold their grief, and show them love, and walk them through the process of healing. And if you cannot do that, it's going to be really hard for both of you guys. And that's sad, but that's single parenthood. It's essential to open up an age appropriate communication. Offer them a safe space to express their feelings and ask you questions. It's always good to allow them to have a voice in that. Let them talk to you, let them ask you questions, let them find answers from you so that they cannot make up their own answers. So while you're supporting them, it's equally important to seek support for yourself if you cannot hold it down by yourself. So be with a friend or family member or a professional counselor if you want to go that route. And most people really don't like to get counselors involved. Personally, I've never gotten a counselor involved in any breakup. I've never thought of getting one. Maybe I should get one. But if you're not stable enough and if you're not able to hold it down, kindly get support. That's why we have counselors. That's why we have psychologists. That's why we have mentors. We have these people to help us shorten the process of grief. or shorten the process of getting to know where you need to go next. So finally, as we navigate this emotional landscape, it requires patience. Give yourself a lot of patience and self-compassion. Kindly, please. Have mercy on yourself, on thy soul, on thy spirit. It's about finding a way to heal whilst simultaneously being there for your children, which can be kind of complicated. This might involve establishing new routines, finding new ways to connect, finding new ways to communicate as a family, allowing yourself time to heal and rebuild. This is very important. Just remember, it's not about being perfect, it's about being present. Okay? It's not about being perfect, it's about being present. Both yourself and your children, you need that. It's not going to be perfect, but at least it's going to be a way forward. And sometimes being present means acknowledging that you're going through a tough time. Like, hey, I'm really going through it, baby girl. I'm really going through it, baby boy. But I'm here. If you need me, I'm here. As we conclude this segment, keep in mind that while the journey through a breakup can be challenging, it's also a journey of growth and self-rediscovery. As I said earlier, you sit with yourself, you unpack everything, you see the whole game plan and how it played out. Take responsibility if you have to take responsibility. Self-reflect if you have to self-reflect. Change some things if you need to change some things. Forgive if you need to forgive. Both of you and your children. Just do it for yourself. Don't do all this for anybody else. Do it for yourself and for those children. You are not alone in this. You are not alone in this. And there is strength in the resilience that you're building every single day. I promise you, you might not see it right there and then, but it's coming. It takes time. Resilience and strength is great in this time, but it takes time for you to see the results. But when you start seeing the results, you'll appreciate the growth and you'll appreciate the journey. Segment 2 is how you deal with your legal disputes and government involvement. Not everybody goes to the government, which is a great thing. I do believe that if two people got together and they were able to make a child, they don't need to have the government involved. They can decide on what to do with their children like grown-ups. But if the other person is not trying to support, is not trying to help, then let the government be involved. But I'm not going to be a big advocate of government support. The government makes it even worse, and sometimes it can go wrong if the other party is vindictive. So let us navigate the waters of legal disputes and government involvement, especially when it comes to custody issues, without losing sight of what is the most important thing: the children. This is the question many single parents find themselves thinking about. We'll explore the complexities of legal disputes, the role of the government in custody cases, and how to maintain focus while putting your children at their best interest amongst all this. Legal dispute, particularly those involved in custody, can be emotionally taxing. It can be emotionally taxing, honestly. The complexity of it, the financial part of it involved, the pressure, the scare, the worry. The other day I was watching a movie about custodial dispute, and it was going through the government, and it was really tormenting to just watch. I wasn't the one going through it, but just watching how every parent had fear and they had all this stress and emotional turmoil. It really, really sat so hard on me, especially thinking about the parents who have to go through that in real life. Living with your children all their life and then having them to be snatched away from you because the government said so, and they don't know the other party, how the other party acts or how the other party treats the children. And some people just do it to be vindictive. They do it to hurt you. They don't do it because they want to take care of these children. They just do it because they want to take something away from you that they know you love, so you can even die if you want to die. They want you to hurt, you know. So they want to do it not because they care for the children. There are some who do it to care for the children, but there are some who do it just to be vindictive about it. So I acknowledge that there will be lawyers involved, attorneys involved who can guide you through the legal process, help you understand your rights, and represent you in court. But how do you choose the right lawyer? How do you even find a family lawyer who can understand you and who's not even expensive? Most people go to family law and seek lawyers there. Please don't get a free lawyer, because a free lawyer will not do any work to help you. If you don't have the money, then you can do that. But if you have some little money, please try and pay a good lawyer to help you through the process of understanding family law and the sensitivity that is included in it. Find someone who can align with your approach towards resolving these issues. It's very important. Understanding your rights is essential. Each state or country has its own laws that are governing custody and parental responsibilities. So familiarize yourself with these laws. Maybe you can Google, maybe you can find these local family laws, or maybe go to court and get some information about it. A call around. Try to find some information about it before you jump into this legal battle, because it can go south sometimes. It's about you understanding the framework within which you're doing and what's best for your children at the end of the day. So legal rights are just a one piece of the puzzle. The emotional turmoil, the psychological well-being of your children and yourself is super big on this situation. You need to put them on the priority list. Amidst all these legal battles, it's easy to get caught up in a conflict. Very easy to get caught up in a second conflict. It's vital to stay focused and always think about the children. Don't get into the conflict. Sometimes even avoid the conflict, even if it comes right to your door. Just close your eyes, close your ears, as if nothing happened. Maintain calmness in situations like this, because there's no way someone is going to be all the way out there and you're calm. They cannot fight someone who's calm. I learned this from Celestine's prophecy. It's about being opposite of what the other party is. If the other party is hot, be cold. If the other party is cold, be hot. And you can never fight. You can't fight. When you show somebody a cold shoulder, they can't fight you. So try to maintain a calm spirit, and then this means you're shielding yourself from more legal complexities, and is going to help you a lot. Keep the communication open if you can, just for the sake of the children, and then let the lawyer handle everything else if you've already decided that that's the route you're intending to go. In case the government agencies are involved, cooperation is very key. These agencies are there to ensure the best interest of the children. They are not there to ensure your interest. They are there for the children. So if you can cooperate as much as you can, give them all the cooperation that they need, so that the process can go stress-free for you. Remember, the goal is to keep the children protected. So do the best you can to remain calm and stress-free, and allow them to work on your case. Don't do anything that is going to jeopardize you keeping the children. Don't get aggressive, don't fight, don't yell, don't cuss, because the more you're doing this, the more the other lawyers are finding reasons why you shouldn't keep the children. So work with them and not against them, and use the resources that you have at hand. As I wrap up this segment, there's more than we can talk about on here, but I just wanted to tell you that if there is a way that you can avoid going to court, if there is a way you can avoid that, please do find a way to communicate openly. Let somebody be an adult. Like, if the other party is not willing to be an adult, you be a grown adult. Like, try to find an amicable way of you guys fixing this issue without having to involve the court, because the courts, things can go south anytime and you wouldn't know how. And most of the time, if the other party or you have money more than the other person, money rules this world, whether we like it or not. So do not put yourself in a situation that can cost you your children. If you are the mother or you are the father and you care for these children more than the other party, do not put yourself in a situation where it's going to take away that favor from you. And of course, pray about everything. Prayer solves a lot of things. As much as people don't believe in it, prayer has solved a lot of issues in my life in so many ways. Put your knee down. There's someone that is over all this, and he is the honest and fair judge. He knows which side is which, and he will equip you and he will give you the right things that you need at that particular moment. Do not forget that. And if you cannot pray, that's why you have family, that's why you have friends, that's why you have a community like Single Parents Revival. Bring in your prayers. We can pray for you. We can pray on your behalf. We can touch and agree together. Prayer is super important. It's important to remember while you're in legal dispute that the government can be challenging. They are not like us. They go by the laws. There's no amount of tears. There's no amount of cursing. There's no amount of anything you can do to change anything. Focus on your well-being. Focus on your children's well-being as you figure out a way to navigate the waters and emerge to the other side with your children and with your family. Thank you so much, and it was so nice having you guys here. I cannot wait to hear what you guys have to say, and reach out to us. We are on Facebook, on Single Parents Revival Community. We will be happy to have you. Join us there. Answer some questions that we will have here, and let us know what you'd like for us to talk about next time. Until then, check out for our next episode. Thank you. Bye-bye. Hey, welcome to Single Parents Revival. Your host here, as you heard, Nanciekem. Welcome, listeners, to today's episode where we're tackling some of the most challenging aspects of single parenthood. So today's topic is a little bit complex, but it's about co-parenting. It's about navigating breakups, legal disputes, co-parenting, and trying to minimize the impact that it has on children. So as we dive right into these experiences, the impact on both children and the parent who is primarily the caregiver of the children. This issue, oh my God, it's a lot, and going through the legal avenue, it's even worse. Children have emotional traumas that they cannot even discuss with us, um, the impact of the dispute in the, coming up to the breakup of the relationship is severe, and it's severe to the partner, and it's way more severe to the children, because the children don't have hate on either side. The children love both parents equally, and they pretty much don't want the parents to go through the process of breaking up. But life happens and things happen, and sometimes it can be so many reasons that lead to the breakup. Maybe someone has been tolerating somebody for so long and it's been just way overdue, and sometimes it might be because the other party is a narcissist, and it's another topic that I'm going to be talking about next. Another reason can be domestic violence, because a lot of people go through domestic violence. It can be a woman or a man, and they have been dealing with it for a minute now, and they have decided that I cannot do this anymore. Another reason why people break up is, of course, infidelity, which is very rampant lately because of, I'm sure, social media is a big deal contributor to it, and morals are, going down the drain. Um, there's a lot of reasons why people cheat in relationships, and that is for another topic. It's just way too big to be handled here. So understanding the emotional impact of breakup. Our first segment is dedicated to really understand the emotional turmoil that accompanies breakups. Um, we'll discuss the initial shock, the process of grief, the ways to navigate the emotional landscape with breakup, and balancing the need for our children first before everything else. And then that's what we're going to be talking about. And then the second segment, we're going to be talking about legal dispute and government involvement, and how this involves the complex world of legal and government involvement in custodial cases. We'll talk about the importance of the legal counsel. We'll talk about understanding the rights and how to stay focused on the well-being of the children amidst the legal battle. On the third segment, we will be talking about the challenges of co-parenting and how co-parenting can be a vital aspect, especially when it comes to a breakup, how it is and how we can maneuver it. The communication strategies involved, the setting of boundaries, and how to foster a healthy environment for your children despite the challenges you face from your ex. Tell me you don't go through that. The fourth segment, we are going to be talking about minimizing the damage that is caused to children and the custodial parents. Here we will really focus on the heart of the matter, protecting the emotional and psychological well-being of your children and yourself. We'll offer tips to shield your children from conflict, maintaining stability, and finding support systems to help you navigate these turbulences of life. On the fifth segment, we will dwell or deep dive into the question and answers from the single parents who have been able to contribute to me towards this podcast, and we will be airing some of the questions that they have, and we will be trying to answer some of these questions with you guys here on the live stream. We'll share some stories, and we'll offer some insight and advice on how to maneuver through this situation. And then we're gonna ultimately close. We're gonna ultimately close the thought and have our closing thoughts, and see how we can be able to move through this in a way that we can be able to not get hurt, or not to really feel a form of disrespect. All right. So I will jump right on into segment 1 on understanding our emotional impact on the relationship.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Solo Parenting Strength. Remember, you are never alone in this journey. If today's episode resonated with you, please consider sharing it with other single parents who might find solace in our supportive community. Remember to subscribe, rate, and leave a review on your preferred podcast platform. Your feedback enables us to reach more single parents who may need this beacon of strength. Until next time, always remember, the strength you seek resides within you. Take care and keep thriving. Solo Parent Strength, Navigating with Resilience is produced by Single Parents Revival. For additional resources and community support, visit our website at www.singleparentsrevival.com. We're grateful to have you as part of our empowering community. Thank you for being here.